My name's Loudon Swain, and last week I turned 18. I wasn't ready for it. I haven't done anything yet. So I made this deal with myself. This is the year I make my mark.
It's been 40 years since we saw Loudon run across the Monroe Street Bridge in Vision Quest. Yet reminders of this movie's making are still in Spokane today. Q&A events with Matthew Modine, 40th anniversary screenings, and even front-page treatment on the Inlander. So what makes this movie relevant to Spokane 40 years later?
Even when I've interviewed Matthew Modine talking about this movie, he always comes back to how much, Spokane was part of this and how much he enjoyed being part of this culture that was separate and different from him. And that's why Matthew Modine, I think, still has a fond spot for Spokane in his heart, why he would come back for like a 40th anniversary celebration of this movie, because it's not just a movie that was shot in a place. Spokane is in the fabric of Vision Quest in a way that is very special to both the people around Spokane and the people not from Spokane that made it. There's local talent throughout this movie, both in terms of in front of the camera, there's plenty of local talent behind the camera, but you can feel that resonance even still. Like, you will occasionally run into people in Spokane who were like part of Vision Quest, and they will talk about it because that was like sort of their Hollywood moment, even if they were in like one scene or like, oh, my brother like was in this and then XYZ, and it's sort of like this inner web in a way that like you wouldn't get in like a bigger city.
Like, I wasn't in the movie. I was in 8th grade when they filmed it at Ferris for the cafeteria scene, but my sister was a year older. She was a freshman. She was she was there. I didn't see her in the movie, but I know she was there when they were filming it. And so I think people have a real connection to it. Hey, if you're part of something, you have an affinity for it. It's got a little piece of your heart that's, you're never going to forget it. And that's a big, that was probably a big thing for a lot of 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds to be part of a major motion picture. It will always be Spokane to, people that were here and part of it and have seen it. And,
I remember as a kid when they were filming Vision Quest, and then later on, even in the years after that, it was always, oh, that movie was filmed at Rogers. Everybody knows, oh, Madonna was in town, or it's a little bit of a taste of a bigger way of life, maybe, that Spokane doesn't see a lot of.
The film also utilizes actual Spokane local businesses.
Yeah, legacy businesses are, you have to have those local businesses. That's part of a community's identity and character is the businesses that they produce and can sustain for a long time. It's just part of your own personal history, and then it's part of the history of the community. So yeah, I think businesses, buildings, all those things all work together. It's all part of the community.
It adds like a sense of realism, and when you have that like sense of realism, that grounds the whole production. So that's why it resonates with Spokane people, is that it's not trying to be anything else.
Part of the reason that Vision Quest has survived as well as it has, at least in our local community, is that a lot of those people are still alive. The businesses are still thriving. You can drive across the Monroe Street Bridge and be like, well, this is where Matthew Modine, ran across. You can go to the Onion downtown. You can go to the Bigfoot. You can take a tour of the city 40 years ago, and you can see the things that have changed, because it's changed a lot. But you can also see pieces that haven't changed, which it definitely adds a nice sense of nostalgia.
I think people look at it and go, well, thank goodness we still have, a movie like Vision Quest that shows us some of these places that aren't here anymore.
The film resonated with Spokane. However, outside the community, the same effect was not seen.
It broke even. It made $13 million at the box office. It cost $13 million to make. So technically, it's not a big winner.
It did better overseas because they changed the name for it to focus on the two Madonna scenes, because Madonna was blowing up. It wasn't like this instant success.
While the film did not reach box office heights, the people of Spokane still accept it for what it is. A movie showcasing their city, their high schools, and their local businesses, with talent from Spokane in front of and behind the camera, evoking the nature and culture of Spokane at that time.
I think it was an accurate depiction of Spokane in the 80s, but I think we all can recognize that we've grown a lot too. And I think that Spokane's changed for the better in a lot of ways.
Doing a movie in a place like Spokane gives it a certain sense of place that you don't get in other places that are overused. It's got a character to the city, you know.
Yeah, it's got it. The movie has a charm to it, especially if you're from Spokane. If you were here back in the day, it has a charm. If you weren't here back in the day, you can see what it was like. It's like a window into 1984, you know, it's time capsule.